Hello farmers and welcome back to Kinlaig Farming Simulator 25. A good Tuesday to one and all. Crystal, Panther, Bob, John. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday so far. We are in the month of February. And usually February I try to skip on through, but I got a lot of work to actually get to during this in-game month. First thing we're going to be doing today is, because I'm at negative 35,000, need to bring in some cash so I can put some lime down, plant some cotton. We got to move some stuff around for our production buildings, so let's jump right on to it. My farmer is ready to go. First things first, we're going to jump into our truck. We got to go pick up our wool over by the sheep. I also got to turn on my steering wheel. That also usually helps. So we got to go pick up that, and then we're going to go over to the stonemason. We're going to go sell that stuff. And hopefully the stonemason stuff is enough to get the workers to start putting down some lime in the cotton fields. Got to get those up and going. Want to plant them this month so that way I can harvest the cotton a month earlier than I have been. And hopefully this year we'll have enough modules to maybe, just maybe, get our achievement of gone, but not for cotton. That's what I'm kind of going for. If I get it, I get it. Great. If not, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but would be nice to achieve it. So we do actually have a lot of wool over here from our sheep. That's going to go to the spinnery. Hello, Branding. Welcome. So yeah, 5,000 liters. That's almost 2 pallets of fabric. Try to not drive into our crops, although they're still in the first growth stage, so these crops here are not going to get destroyed if I drive in them. And away we go. So we'll have a lot of planting to do, but with our planter, it's not going to take us long to get to that work. We should get all the planting done in today's stream, and who knows, maybe even get into... Can I get into harvest season? I mean, harvest seasons, we're talking July, so it's a ways off, but not that far off either. I guess it all depends how much work I got to do. So if you missed yesterday's stream, we got the loan down below 4.5 mil. So we're getting to the point of paying back half of our loan, original loan, which was 8 million on day one. By the way, on the mod hub today, if you've been looking for a map to play on, you may want to check the mod hub today, because I would say a handful of maps came out today, brand new maps. So one of them may fit your liking. Looks like a lot of our oak trees have matured there, so we got a whole bunch. Oh yeah, I may have to put some wood into the sawmill. I just remembered that I remember we put a whole bunch of wood in November, and I said that'll get us to like mid-February, so we may have to check. I don't think I can get to March on it, so we'll see. Like I said, a lot of work to actually do in February, which usually I just kind of skip. But not today. They still got their holiday tree up in middle of February. That seems kind of late. See some fabric starting to pile up here. It's not going to be a whole bunch when we sell it in a couple of months' time, but it'll be better if I just sold it as wool. Oh, I also got to double check on the quarry. Been a while since I put water into the quarry, but I think it's going to be okay. But if I get a tractor over here at some point today, that's going to need some water put into it. Alright, we got ourselves a huge traffic jam here, apparently. So I want to say I sold this stuff over here like in October. So I should have a decent amount here. Hopefully we can get ourselves maybe at a positive 5 or 6 grand would be good. Because that'll be enough to get my workers started putting down some lime in the cotton fields. Well, won't know until we go sell this stuff. I mean, I could check my stock market page, but I think it'd be more fun if we just go down and sell it and see what happens. If not, I got a whole bunch of stuff at the sawmill we can sell, I'm sure. I think I sold that in December. Just ignore the pedestrians. Is this going to be enough? So the 2 cotton fields for this upcoming season are going to be these 2 fields on our left. The one by the gas station and the one just before the bridge. We do got some snow in the forecast. I just looked at the forecast myself before the stream started, and there will be a tornado this year. I think in May, the forecast is showing a tornado. So the last thing we want it to hit will be the cotton fields. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. All the other fields I can probably live with at this point, but now with the cotton. Trying to get the 40 modules. This will tell me how the stream's going to go today. You're going to turn wide here, aren't you? Of course you are. Watch me be just short of getting enough money to get a worker to put down the lime. See how today starts. Well, it did get me above net zero, but yeah, that's not going to quite get us to where we need to be. Okay. I mean, the stuff at the sawmill needs to be sold anyways, right? At some point. So let's go to the sawmill and we'll get some stuff. I could just grab some prefab walls because I'm pretty sure I got some there. But I think we'll grab the usual load and put the prefab walls to the side for now. So we'll try to get to starting harvesting today, but like I said, we got quite a bit amount of work to do before we get there. No cars coming, so we'll get around the bus. Insurance covers it, but not if it's reckless driving. Well, that doesn't fall into the category of my driving. Not at all. And we do got some prefab walls over there. Let me go grab this prefab wall. How many do we got in here? Oh, we got a good amount of stuff in here. A good amount of stuff in here. Oh, there's a lot of prefab walls. We got money. It's just sitting around in different areas, that's all. As for financially today, do I want to get my loan down to a certain amount? I don't think we'll get it down too much further. But we'll see. Need to be a little bit quicker on the auto load when the pallet starts spawning, so it keeps... I'm loading it as it spawns. Be good. Why aren't you loading anymore? Alright, prefab walls. I think that's all the prefab walls we have, which is a good amount over there. Whoop, going the wrong way. Again, not loading. Hate when it collides like that. Anything more gonna spawn? Second, yep. Second, I was like, second I get out, that's when it's gonna spawn, right? Okay, but that is it. So hopefully, just put this to the side. Yeah, 26,000 liters of wood, which is a decent amount. But it's not going to get through the month of March. So we'll have to get on down here and put some wood in. Alright, this will get us a good amount of money. Alright, no wood chips left on the trailer. Does not look like it. Is everything strapped in? Should be, I guess. Alright, once we get this sold, we can get a worker starting on putting down some lime. Maybe while they're doing that, we'll get the wheel loader and we'll get some trees into the sawmill. And once the first field's got lime into it, we'll go on down and start planting the cotton. Oh yeah, do I have... I think I did check, but I don't think any of our fields need to be soil sampled. I could be wrong. Actually, no, there is a field that needs to be soil sampled. It's over by the sawmill. I remember checking now yesterday and... Whoops, don't tip over. You wanted to. I like shortcutting around this rotary, but not when you got traffic coming around the other way. Oh yeah, also got to get the fish food over to the fish production. Why is that pallet not... I thought twice that that pallet wasn't strapped in. I don't know why it's not strapped in for where it was. Oh, we got another one here that's not strapped in either. What's going on with this stuff? 'Cause Don't think the back of the trailer would bounce up that high going around the corner. That much weight on it. All right, up to 80 grand. So now I got money to play with. I want to bring the truck on down to the fish food so I don't forget it. Watch out for them buses. They sure like to take up a lot of the road, just like I do. Let people know I'm coming into town. Hide the women and children. Ah, it's going around the corner a little bit too fast. Looks like we got a lot of fish food out here, which is good. But I'm guessing we probably don't have that much more to make. So I didn't actually have a whole lot of soybean this year. Missing, I think it says it's missing material. I think it's going to be soybeans. It's got to be soybeans. Fish food, soybeans. Yeah, we're out of it. So we'll deactivate that. So we got what we got. And this is key, of course, because this is what gets us all the trout and salmon. All right, 40,000 liters of food. That's actually pretty darn good. All right, let me just go ahead and park this up right here for now. And we need to jump into probably a JCB. Yep, there it is. Go top this off with some lime. All right, let's get some work done before the snow. Hopefully when it snows, we don't get accumulation. I don't mind if it snows, but I don't want to get too much snow on the ground either. Throw on the beacons as I'm driving down the road. Alrighty. Time to get these fields in tip-top shape. Sounds like the train is going overhead. All right, temporary course. 18, 2 headlands, 7% overlap. Sounds good. And probably take you like 20 minutes. Oh, 9 minutes? Alright. So we gotta get into the wheel loader and grab some trees. Probably just do 3 trees for now. So we almost got rid of all the trees that are no longer on our property because we sold this. Love the Xbox ads. Yeah, this is the time of year where you're just going to get more and more ads because of the holidays. Alright, we'll cut that tree. Let's get this tree cut. So let's see, I brought the wool over. We sold some stuff. Got a worker going there. Oh, soil sampling. I gotta check on that. No, don't fall down over the cliff. Alright, you didn't. And then we'll cut, you know what? I'll wait until I get those 2 removed. Let me do soil sampling next. Where do we need it? So this field needs to be soil sampled, so we're going to purchase that information for 2,800. This field here, it's the same field, technically, so we'll get that one done as well. Alright, that's looking good. And any other fields in the black. This field here, we'll get this one. It's getting kind of low, so we'll purchase that one. Alright, I think we're good there for now on soil sampling. I just saw before I came in that Roadcraft had another update today. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but I still have the problem on Roadcraft. Not being able to get 2 side jobs on one map and not be able to convert or complete a infrastructure route on another. So I don't know if that's what's going to fix that. Oh, man. Whoever put that silo there did not think things through. Alright, we'll come in here like so. Definitely next map, I don't want to be doing any sawmill stuff if I can help it. Again, as I said, if you're looking for a map to play on, I think there was like 5 or 6 maps that came out today on the Mod Hub. And there's actually a lot of maps that got updated as well. The Mod Hub team has been rather busy. And enjoy the mods as they come, because it's not going to be too long from now to where usually Giant's staff takes the holiday break for about 3 weeks. So we'll be getting like limited mods for the next month or so. Don't know if they announce what days are taken off yet or when they will be. Usually I get a notification through the partner program what days they'll be low staffed, as they call it. Get the tree over the fence. So soul sampling's been done. Oh, the animals. The cows. Okay, they're looking good, but they're probably need some more TMR. And the sheep. They're not really going... Are they actually eating the meadow grass? No, the meadow grass is probably down because it's winter. But they're not really getting to the grass on the feed trough. Well, we actually went through these trees a lot faster than I thought we would. Alright, get this tree cut, and that'll be good enough for the sawmill. Not only for 1 month, but it should be good for almost 2 months. It deleted my whole tree. No. Haven't done that in a long time. Well, it's not a big deal. I got plenty of trees around here, but still, it's not what you want to do. Come on, tree. I think it's gonna be one of those type of streams where everything goes not really according to the way you would hope it would. Can I sneak in here? Probably not the way these limbs are. Starting to snow pretty good here in Kinlaig. Yeah, the government likes to take everything that they possibly can. Did I just get stuck underneath the silo? What am I sticking on here? Or am I driving on my own limb? That's what could be happening here. Can I sneak underneath this? Nope. Alright, I'm just going to leave that right there for now. Let's jump in. Oh, good. Right to the Massey Ferguson. Alright, let's grab the planter and we'll start heading on over to that field that the lime's being put into. Which is perfect timing because apparently they have finished their work. Alright, I do got some money, so probably should be, I can see the Massey Ferguson, it's got a little wear and tear on it, so we're going to start repairing some stuff. So let's pull up to our toolbox here. Alright, this needs to be repaired for $5,400. And we'll repair the planter for $52. I mean, okay. I think I got enough seed for what we're going to be doing. But that snow's coming down pretty hard here. So we get the JCB. If it has enough lime left into it, we will get it started on the next field. All right, where is... Oh, there it is. I can see it over the knoll. How much lime you got left? 60% is actually pretty decent, so you may not get it done. You may get it done. I have no idea. Alright, temporary course. Someone keeps leaving a comment that I can save settings in courseplay to save, so I was going to come back here and just hit whatever save file I got for courseplay. But I just find it just as easy just to do it this way. Tom, if I were to save every course that I have ever made for different implements, so on and so forth, I would have to scroll through the list, and by the time I find it on the list, I can probably just make up the course like I just did, and be a lot easier. Alright, let's get this cotton planted. Hello, Brady. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday so far. Farming in the snow. Just hoping that these two fields do not get hit by the tornado that's forecasted for the month of May. Probably jump back over to the sawmill once I get this field planted, because I should be done before the JCB is. And we'll grab that one more tree that's up on the hill. If you're asking if this is multiplayer, it is not. Snowing so hard it's going to make me dizzy looking at the screen. We put the time scale up to ×5. It's only supposed to snow for a few hours. Well, I did see today as well on the Mod Hub, the root crop harvester that I've used before up until recently when I've been using the Colossus. That root crop harvester now does onions as well. I updated it, and I just want to double check to make sure that it does. When I got in the game, just remembered about it until now. And missed that little patch right there at the end. I get this set up for the next field. Let me just check the store page. I should have that mod still on this Let's Play. So if I come down to, I think it's actually a vegetable harvester here. Yep, shows onions right there. And it shows onions on the header as well. So if you had the Ropa Tiger 6S Premium mod, that was updated today to do onions now as well. So I assume they're almost done. But we're going to jump over to the wheel loader and get that one more tree. That's up on there in the hill. And that'll allow the sawmill just to run even more. And of course we got all these trees down here. We got the ones over there. I probably will cut down some of those by the field before I plant the soybeans into them. The last tree on the sawmill property, not sawmill property, the windmill property. See if I can grab this tree right in this area here would be good. Don't really have a secure hold on to it, but if I can get down to the mill. It's all that matters. And don't get hit by a car either, that'd be good. And looks like looks like it ran just shy on the lime. I thought that fuel was going to get finished, but it did not. 108, so almost 3 months worth. All right, where is... there's the JCB. What did you not finish? Pretty good amount, actually, so we'll come back and grab this, of course. Put the beacons back on. It's going to be hard to see, though, with this snow coming down. Let's go ahead and fast forward. I'm going to fast forward time all the way. It should stop at noon, I think. Okay. Maybe 1 o'clock. Okay, maybe 2 o'clock. The snow's going to start to accumulate on the ground, snowing this hard here. Alright, technically the snow has... the forecast shows no more snow. And I think the field over by the sawmill might need some lime also. While this is finishing off liming the field, we're going to take our semi-truck that's got the fish food on it and get it on over to the fish food. Sorry, the young fish production. Take my shortcut around corners. Always forget the JCB gets a little light on the front when it's a full spreader of lime. Let's see if I can find out where we were. The worker was here, so if I start the worker off, I don't know. Let me just start the worker off here and see what they do. Is that correct? No, they got this whole section over here still to do. Alright, well, we'll just let them continue, and I'll try to do the rest. Might be able to see it better in flight mode. Oh, wow, so they were only working on the headlands. I thought this last section over here was all they had left to do, but no, they're... Alright, not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. We can, we'll get the rest of that field done. Let's jump on into, like I said, the semi. There we go. Now, at least the snow has stopped, so it doesn't look too bad on the screen anymore. Well, I say that, and now I see snow again. I guess what I can do, because we got a lot more lime work to do in that field. I guess I can go to the sawmill. We can load up the prefab walls and we'll go get those delivered. Always have the time scale to real time because you get stressed out. What stresses me out are cars that pull out and then brake check you. You make this corner wide because of the trailer. So it's not going to take all of this food, but we'll put all the food in the trigger, and it should take it as it's needed. I think I left the door open on the fish food. I keep calling this fish food. It's it's the young fish production. Just make sure it's actually in the trigger. Alright, to the mill. It's a good truckload of prefab walls. Yeah, probably also need to go out to the boat. Can't remember last time I was loading up the pallets of fish onto the boat. But as I said before, as long as I keep up with it, it's not too bad when summer comes. We don't have to load up a whole bunch. Finished work? I don't think you quite finished work. Let me pull in here, and I'm going to let the truck refill up with fuel. While it's doing that... So, you were working to this direction here, so... Let's bring it over here somewhere. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to spread the line here. Also get the corners. And I'm hoping... There we go. It says 7 minutes left, but that means 7 minutes to that end point over there. It's not going to take that long. So by the time I get the truck up to the sawmill and get it set up for loading up prefab walls, the JCB should be done. And even if it continues on the rest of the way, it's only going to put down the line, the amount of lime that the field requires. And since it's already done most of that other part, it's not going to like put down too much, I would hope. Alright, let's get this stuff loaded up here. And yep, we will be double stacking them. And again, I just don't put these on direct sell because on hard economy, I'd lose at least 25% of my selling price, which is quite a bit. And then just one more here. All right, let me jump into that JCB because it's yeah, you are done. You are done, I do believe. So yeah, this field's going to be caught in here in just a moment. But let me go sell these prefab walls. So should be about $60,000 worth of prefabs here. Oh yeah, while the JCB is over here, because that's obviously the fast tractor, I'll skip across the river here. We'll go over to the quarry and grab our water tanker and make sure that the quarry is full of water, because I haven't filled that up in a while. Also, this truck could use a repair. So when I bring it back to the farmyard, we'll repair it. And if the trailer needs to be repaired, we'll do that as well. While I have the money. These prefab walls are reacting nicely on the trailer today, at least. Usually when I got prefab walls on here, double stacked, the trailer always tries to lean one way or the other before you even get down by the gas station. We're way past that. So even though I'm going to be over 100 grand here in just a moment here, I'm not going to pay anything off towards a loan because being springtime, I'm going to need the money for planting and hiring workers. And also when I sleep through the night, we're paying like $50,000 in fees. So that money's going to disappear rather quickly. All right, well, that's close enough. Let's get into the Massey Ferguson. Turn off the beacons because we are here on our own. I'm not going to worry too much about the corners of the field because if I hire a worker, they're going to miss that corner anyways. Probably should look at contracts because I've been working rather long here this month. But really, I'm using all of my tractors I usually put on contracts. So I guess it wouldn't matter too much because I'd be waiting for it to finish a plowing job or fertilizing job or what have you. So definitely didn't have to worry about running out of seed because I didn't top it off. And fertilizer, we're not doing that much. Hello, Jay. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. So a good quick turnaround on these fields today. Got them freshly coated with some lime. And now the cotton is just about all in both fields. Almost 60 degrees outside where you're at. Well, you might want to go outside and enjoy that. So what we got left to plant this year? Well, after the cotton field, which will finish pretty much up February, March we will have the onions to plant, and then April we'll have 2 soybean fields to plant. I still have to make sure the Highland cattle got some feed. And I need to double check on the cattle just to see, but I think I got a couple more months before I sell any more cattle. Alright, last pass for the cotton. All right. I'm going to switch this over to the onions, because that's what I'm going to need this for next. It's there somewhere on this list. The planter that plants everything. Oh yeah, I do want to... Hang on a second, let me turn around here. While we're down here by the fuel station. Jump the curb. Go the wrong direction in the fuel area. I'm going to top that off with some fuel. Then, like I said, with the JCB, just going to go across the river to the quarry and make sure that that is full of water. Oh, yeah, and am I going to bring this over for... I think this field needs lime. Yeah, it says bad, so we will go ahead and do that. So we'll bring the spreader with us. Of course, we'll have weeds in these two fields, but it won't take us too long to get that job done with this sprayer that we have. So I pretty much sold everything that can be sold currently at the best price. Although the stone stuff I should not actually sell until July. Stone price for the castle stone and roof plates, or whatever they call them, roof shingles, that price does fluctuate quite a bit. Not quite a bit, a decent amount, I should say. Unlike the sawmill stuff, where it always seems to be a pretty good price. So this building here is a stone quarry. You got to put water into it, and this quarry takes water and converts it over to big stone. But we're never really here because the big stone just gets automatically teleported over to the stonemason, where it makes the castle stone and the roof plates. And that was a turn... No, it's not the turn I wanted. Not paying attention. Yeah, I think we're done buying land as well. Although I've said that like 3 or 4 times throughout this series. But I think we are officially done buying land. We're pretty much in the last stages of our Let's Play here on Kinlaig. Just got to pay off the loan and also do the cotton thing. Okay, temporary course. 18 to 7%. Looks all good to me. And hopefully got enough lime to finish up this job. Okay, Massey Ferguson. Can I make this corner? I'm thinking I cannot with this setup. Alright, let's go over the curb. Through the woods a little bit. And we'll park this over by the cow shed because next month, which is going to be in about a matter of minutes, we will plant our onions. No, branding, you're not going to convince me to do anything more on this map. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like where the sheep are now, and I do like, you know, I did like the sheep. I'm just going to call it a sheep barn, I guess, because it's not really a pasture. It just didn't seem fitting for the map. Honestly, I think the sheep should have been out in an open pasture somewhere. And if it wasn't like the next step I did was go past that little opening by our wheat field, and my brain went, well, you could put the sheep right there. You got a nice open spot. But yeah, I mean, it works out well there. But really, I just want to save any more new ideas that come to mind. I'm going to try to save for the next series, and don't know where we plan on going next, but next map, the next live stream series, is going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be on a small map, but we are going to try to run a small farm. I said try, so we'll see what happens. So I'm just getting this kind of set up for the onions. Alright, does this field need lime too? Probably. I mean, looks like it does. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get some TMR for our cattle. And just a reminder, I did release an episode of Wild Roots, Chef vs. Critters earlier today. Found a couple more problems for the devs to handle. I didn't think one of them was a problem, but after they saw the video, I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Apparently, as I said, I always find the weird stuff, which, as I've learned through my early access and test versions of games, I always tend to find the weird stuff. But the good thing about it is, when I make videos on it, they get to see it actually happening, so they know what happened. Alright, so that should keep filling up after I get out. There we go. I don't think we got any cows to sell for a couple months, but we'll just double check. 2 more months and we'll have some cattle to sell. So, yeah, I brought the food over. I know I got a worker going, but they'll be fine. Sawmill's going set. They'll get this field taken care of. We'll sleep through the night. I think we're all set. Let me check the sale page to see. Oh, look at that cotton. We got $257,000 worth of cotton sitting around, but of course we're saving that. Saving that for a special day. Right now on salmon, we got $100,000 worth of salmon and $100,000 worth of trout. That's going to be in July. And nothing else is really staring out at me saying we need to sell it today. Everything else is good. It is good. Actually, you know what? I just mentioned salmon and trout. While that worker is going on, let me enter this vehicle here and we'll load up down here at our fishing area. Let's get this stuff loaded up. So again, this is not a big project when July comes. And again, this is probably the only time I'm going to be doing... Needs to be refilled. Oh, man. This will probably be the only time I do offshore fishing. And actually all the fishing in general. Other than the fishing pole. I will definitely use the fishing pole somewhere else. But as for the fish production, making fish food, young fish, adult fish... Nah, this will probably be it. This is not... I don't want to say I hate this, but I also do not look forward to it or like it. It's just kind of not what I'm looking to do. I mean, it's interesting, but I'm pretty sure there's a good number of people out there that love doing this, but and probably even using the crane, but not me. All right, JCB. Oh, you have a lot to get done. As for the manure heap, again, when we started the series, because I mean it was day one, we got the Highland cattle. I was like, okay, I need a manure heap. I put it down early because I didn't know if I was going to use it or not. So that was a day one kind of a thing. And you got to remember, I borrowed $8 million. So I was thinking, was it like 40,000 to put one of those down? 25, 40, whatever it is. I was like, sure, just keep spending money. We'll put it down. I might use it for something. I didn't want to be here for like 4 years and then be thinking, man, I wish I had manure. So it's there. Yeah, it's there. I mean, I could buy... We talked about it in yesterday's stream. I could buy a manure spreader. Slurry, I don't have a whole lot of it because that's been full for ages and it doesn't backfill. But I guess I could use it like on the grass fields or other fields. But then again, I also don't want to spend $100,000 on manure spreader at this point either. Alright, while this is filling up, let me just see what's in the sale page, because I don't think we've looked today. And, no, nothing there. I think this stuff was there in yesterday's stream, but this is kind of new, but we don't need that either. Might as well get this JCB back up right on down there and get to work, and we can actually just skip through the rest of February. I think we're all set. I was going to top the JCB off with fuel, but kind of forgot about it. It's no big deal. It's not like I got a half a tank left. It's good for a while. And just remember, that when this Breedle spreader is full of lime, it gets a little light in the front of the JCB. Whoops. I was going to pass the car. Then I saw a car coming from the other direction. I was like, oh, I don't want to meet them on the bridge. And they ended up turning anyways. You're going to turn, aren't you? Okay. I get a bird's eye view so it's much easier to see where I need to go. And when you get really low, it's kind of, well, it's not that bad, I guess. But obviously, higher up we go, we get a better angle. Wasn't going to let the worker finish this off, but we can, it'll only take me a couple minutes. Hello, Farmer Group. Welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday so far. Thanks for dropping on in for a little farming. I am having a wonderful Tuesday because I woke up. So that's the way I'm looking at life these days. I woke up today, so it's a good day, I suppose. It looks like a lot of my fields definitely needed some lime. I didn't think I was lacking in the lime department on the fields. I thought I'd been keeping up with them, but... maybe when I get back to the farm here, I'll actually get them working on the onion field. As I said, we had a lot of work to do in February, which is something I don't usually have to do. Have I ever looked at the Louisiana map? I've looked at the Louisiana map. Again, we should be... I mean, we should be on this map to the end of the year. It's not like I only got 2 or 3 more live streams here. When I get down to it, I'll spend a night just going through some maps and just... And really, I just kind of look at the maps real quickly. It's not like what the map offers too much. It's just a matter of when I look at it and kind of have an idea of what we want to do. It's whatever map that just jumps out and says, yep, this is the map. It just hits you what map you want to play on. And I sometimes like picking maps out that I don't hear much about. So sometimes I'll pick a map like I don't even hear about this map, where I don't know. I mean, I do when I log in to go watch YouTube videos. As I said, yes, I do watch YouTube and Twitch because I don't have cable TV or anything like that, so it's always YouTube or Twitch. I usually like watching people play games that I don't play because it's kind of like taking a break from work. It's not like after I get done, I watch people do YouTube stuff, Farming Simulator 25 on YouTube. I've done enough of that myself, but I do get recommended videos and I see what maps people are playing on. So sometimes when I look for maps, I try to find a map that, you know, I don't see people playing on or whatever. Saxonham, I think a lot of people are playing on that map, so kind of goes against what I was just kind of talking about. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those maps, but I try to give other maps some attention and also give the modders attention on that aspect of it as well. Alright, we'll have to move my other tractor here in just a second, but let's get a worker. And when the worker's doing this, we're going to sleep through the night. Only 7 minutes to get this job done. Hey, don't drag me along with you. Alright, so this field isn't bad. It's okay in the center. It's no problem, Farmer Groot. You gotta kind of remember though, I'm like about 30 or 40 seconds in the future, so by the time you hear what I said 40 seconds ago, you're typing it, so we had the same idea at the same time. It's all good. So yeah, we're just going to let that worker finish off that field. I haven't seen Sam yet today, so we'll feed him. I don't know where he is. Sometimes we never do. Yeah, so I think we're all set. Oh yeah, is our Christmas decorations still up? Okay, so we don't get decorations there, but we got lights hanging off the house here. And there's Sam. Hey, buddy. And yes, Sam will be going with us like always. Yeah, I really haven't been looking at maps hardly at all for where we're going to next. I mean, I check the mod hub and I see maps on the mod hub get released. And I try to put in the back of my mind, like, remember that map. But in about 2 weeks' time, I'll forget every map I told myself to remind myself about. Alright, we'll check the sale page for a manure spreader. Again, I mean, we could go for one, but... Oh, going the wrong way. I need the weed sprayer. This needs fuel, which is good because I'm going right over there. So while we're waiting for the lime to get spread on the onion field, we're going to take care of weeds, at least in one of the fields. I mean, both fields are going to get taken care of, but we'll take care of one of them. Then maybe plant the onions and then go take care of the weeds in the other one, or hire a worker. It's actually nice to wake up with some money in the bank account. The only thing we gotta do is we gotta dodge that tornado that's gonna be here in May. Well, you asked this before, but I'm guessing that's what maps do you like? I don't think I have maps in particular. I don't have particulars on maps. It all depends on what I want to do next. As you know yourself, you play enough of one game, you got to keep changing up the way you play to keep it interesting. So it depends on what I want to do next. So next, I kind of want to run a small farm because it'll make me stick to using the smaller equipment. Hello, Spencer. Welcome. Ever played All Contract Challenge? I wouldn't call it a challenge. It's kind of funny though with contracts. There's a good number of viewers out there that when you just start doing contracts, they have zero interest in that. I mean, you can role play a contract kind of a map, I suppose. I guess what you could say or do is you can't do any contracts where you have to borrow items. It has to be all equipment that you. I guess this is the way I would approach it. It has to be equipment that you have. So you can't do like a plowing contract unless you have your own tractor and plow. You can't do a sugarcane harvest contract unless you have all the equipment yourself. No borrowing or leasing equipment to do contracts. But yeah, I don't think that's something I would. I'm not going to say I will never do it because we got about probably 2 more years of Farming Simulator 25. I'm going to run out of ideas, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, I just don't think it's something I would lean towards. But yeah, again, next map, I kind of want to run a small farm and try to keep everything under 200 horsepower like I did on Solyndra in FS22. And Solyndra was definitely a small map. You find doing contracts boring? I do as well, for the most part, because I don't feel any gratification. I think it's the gratification coming because you're not doing work on your own farm. The only gratification I get out of it is, that's why most of the contracts I do on here, it's like, well, we'll hire a worker. Just because I want the financial part of it. Speaking of contracts, though. Any good contracts? Well, there's a spraying contract for 5,000, but I'm already doing enough spraying as it is. Watch out for that light pole. And it's like the other thing I see a lot of is, I mean, I think Daggerwind was the first one to do it back in FS17. The survival challenge kind of thing of it. And now I see a lot of titles when I scroll through YouTube. Everyone just says like survival challenge, survival challenge, survival challenge. Which is kind of interesting that he came up with the challenge part of it, but from what I remember and what people have told me, he only plays like on easy economy all the time. He finds playing on normal economy difficult. But you know, we all have the gameplay that we like and growing at a certain rate. I know that my viewership drops on videos when I kind of. It's like Shamburgo, currently, that I'm playing on. I don't get the views on that series like I did at the beginning because it's slow progression. Because on hard economy and not doing contracts, it's going to take a while to build up a farm. And I think some people like to see almost like every episode buying something for the farm or buying land or expanding or doing something different. I kind of like to grind my way on games to a certain point. It's kind of like on the Wild Roots when I was playing the early access of that or pre-release version of it. And I still tell them, even right now, that leveling up is too fast. I kind of like to work towards it a little bit. But then again, Wild Roots is in very early access. They're working out a lot of things, and they're taking comments and whatnot, and they're looking at changing some things up there. So even playing on hard for about a year now, it's a good challenge for me. Again, for those, I've told the story many times, but not everyone hears all the stories. But I started playing Farming Simulator back in FS13, about a month before FS15 came out. And back in FS13, obviously, not much was out there for YouTube stuff, so I kind of learned on my own for the most part. And then FS15 came out. I played Bjorn Home on normal. So I think it was Westbridge Hills on FS13 I played on. Played on easy. Then on Bjorn Home I played normal. And then I think the map after I played that in FS15 was Rattlesnake Valley. I played on hard economy. And that's all I've ever played on since, is hard economy. When I'm so used to hard economy now, when I look at prices for normal or easy... Oh, I missed a spot right there. I'm almost falling my chair when I see how much people are getting for something. Am I going towards that spot? Yeah, I'm right over it. There we go. Weeds be gone. Let's bring this down to the fuel station. We'll top it off with some fuel. And we'll go plant some onions. It's also very odd. Also, like in on Shamburgo, I kind of started with a farm, which is something I don't usually do. Obviously, I usually like same thing here. We borrowed $8 million, and I'm going to pay every penny back. So, yeah, I may be borrowing more money than people said you should be allowed to. But we always make sure we pay every penny back. All right, we are done with the spreader. So we're going to put this through the car wash. Probably going to need a couple of rinses, though, because it's went through a lot of work. And probably one more rinse just to be sure. Well, overall, it looks pretty darn clean. Alright, well, let's let that finish up. Let's go hop in the Massey Ferguson and quickly put in our onions. At some point, I do need to edit this XML file so this planter won't plant at this fast of a speed. But by the time I get around to it, I probably won't use it again. Well, I don't know when I would use it again. And the reason why I got this planter is because it does onions. But that farm looks really different now, and I didn't realize how much of a difference it made by getting rid of that barn and putting in the car wash. Makes it look so much more open over there. Is that wash bay a console mod? That I have no idea. I downloaded that mod months ago. I actually downloaded that mod before I started on New Hope, which was the live stream series before this one. And I never got around to using it on New Hope. So, I mean, I must have downloaded that like half a year ago. But it's a neat little washing system. And it doesn't clean it in one go. It all depends how dirty your equipment is. It still does not beat the one I had in FS15, which is saying something about that mod back then. I think I did an FS15 video before FS22 came out on Bjorn Home. And I showed off, I think I showed off that car wash. That would be something, although I think it would be kind of amazing. Sometimes I was thinking about going back and maybe doing a series on like FS15 or FS17. But being so used to what we have to play with now, going back like 17 or even 15, and start playing like, oh, we'll just do this or just do that, then realize, oh, that we can't do that. That's not an option. Because that would be, I mean, if you have chickens, well, guess what? You got to go in the coop and pick up each individual egg. They don't form on pallets. You got to go around the chicken pen and pick up the eggs. Alright, so just like that, I think I'm done with March. Switch this over to soybean. I'm not going to need fertilizer because soybean doesn't require fertilizer, and we got plenty of seed. So we'll bring this over to the next field. Oh wait, does this field need... Does this field need lime? Kind of. Yes, it kind of does. I think we'll put the lime down after I plant because it'll be easier to see. Man, oh man, all my fields needed lime this year. I've neglected the lime quite a bit, I suppose. Alright, let me go ahead and see... What the heck? That is weird how it's showing the weeds. Okay, whatever. Yeah, no weeds, no weeds. I'm going to check my other fields now. No weeds, no weeds. And, of course, we haven't planted our soybean fields yet. Animals. The sheep still have plenty of grass. And the cows look like they're doing fine on feed. So the cows are good. Productions, I think everything is going fine there. That's turned off. They got the fish going in. Corey's full of water. Sawmill is good for another full month. Spinnery is going through that wool. Stone Mason's got stone. Vegetables off, windmills off, and the young fish are going through that feed. Actually, let me go ahead and visit that, make sure that food... There it goes. Sometimes you just got to move them around a bit. All right, took them on in. That's all good. So, spent a lot of time in February, which is what we don't usually do. And we're going to spend a very little time in the month of March. Not going to get weeds here because this field was plowed, being onions. Oh, my grass field. Let me... I think we took care of the grass field. That'll be ready next month. Yeah, lime is pretty good. And grass, fertilizer is pretty good. That'll be ready next month. So yeah, I just cleaned that, but that's going to get used again, I suppose. I did check the sale page at the beginning of the month, right? Oh yeah, this stuff. Alright, so money-wise, we still should be above zero. Should have about 10 grand when we wake up. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Alright, so we're at 8 grand, which is not too bad. Good morning, sir. What do we got here? So we got a trailer, logging trailer. Yeah, nothing currently that we're looking for. What is the price of the fabric? I almost kind of forgot about the fabric. Oh, fabric needs to be sold today because it's above the average price. We got $32,000 worth of fabric. Lovely, lovely stuff. I'm sure the sawmill is going to need some wood today at some point. So yeah, we'll get the trees cut before I plant the soybean over there. Oh, and it is going to rain. The name of that wash bay, if I go to construction, tools, automatic washing system. Automatic washing system is what you were looking for. I love how they put the name of the mod in the game now so you can kind of see. It does cost $75,000 to put down, so it's not a cheap wash station, but I mean, if you're looking for something different, interesting, there you go. Alright, we'll get these soybeans planted. And then we'll get that JCB over here to put the lime down. Let's see, I got the cruise control set at 16, so we'll just cruise around, I suppose. This field is actually over-fertilized because for some reason, I don't think when we harvested the cotton, it used it. And hello, Miles Wilhelm. Got 2 miles in here in a matter of the last couple minutes. PC only. Interesting. Yeah, the wash station, getting back on that, in FS15, It was the big equipment sometimes would not fit in there, but also had a special bay where you could rest your combine header on, and it would wash that. I think it even showed soap. So the first pass, of course, it would put the soap on the equipment, and then it'd make a second pass. And that wash station did charge you, and it wasn't by the size of your equipment or whatever. It was, I think it was all dependent on how dirty it was. So getting back to 2 soybean fields this year, so we'll have plenty of fish food for the next season. I know, because we were talking about, what I might be doing next, and I kind of want to go for a small farm. People have been asking for, I don't know why a lot of people are asking for buy used stuff only when I want to say I just did it, but we did it on Penye not long ago, but it seems like I'm getting a lot of requests for that all of a sudden. To do buy used only stuff. Another one I get asked to do quite a lot is back in FS 19. I took over a farm that had a $55 million debt, which was fun to do, challenging at the beginning for sure. But the problem is once we got the farm really going, and even though I still had to pay a lot of the debt off, a lot of it to go, it just got repetitive at the end. Because, I had a lot of the big fields and everything. So it wasn't like, oh, we got to buy more fields. We had all the fields, not all the fields, but we had most of the fields, all the equipment. It was just a matter of earning money and paying back the debt. Earning money, paying back the debt. We got there eventually. And if you are wondering in the base game, because I kind of remember this, what does a $55 million interest mean? Well, it means I think it was $170,000 to $180,000 a month just in interest payments. So from like day one, every time we slept through the night, it was give me $175,000. And that was just on interest. It wasn't paying back the loan at all. That was just on the interest. So I had to make $175,000 a month just to break even. I don't think that would work today because I remember we had a big grass field, so I was doing a lot of silage. And the silage is not worth as much as it used to be. Although I like the new system now, that the silage price is pretty much the same year round. It's not like we have to wait for December to roll around and sell at the peak price. A couple more passes, and this field's all set for soybeans, but we got to bring the JCB over here and put some lime in it. So basically all the fields except for the canola and cereal crop field, which I think I put lime in it just a year and a half ago. And I got plenty of seed and fertilizer for the last soybean field, but we're just going to put this to the side for a moment. And let's go grab the JCB. Onions are looking good. As, you know, don't know what else to expect, but they should look good. My farmer used to be an Olympian. That's why you can hurdle fences like that. Let's go get some more lime. Oh yeah, I think I got cattle to sell. I know I said 2 more months, but was that in February or was that last month I was looking at that? Cows going out. Reproduction 0. So they gave birth. Sell those 10 cows. And the next set has got 6 more months before we sell any more. Looks like I got some wool over there. So yeah, I'm going to be selling the fabric. So I guess I should grab my semi-truck, grab the wool, go bring it to the spinnery, and then pick up the fabric. I think it said warehouse it's going to. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get myself a worker putting lime down here. When I do so, I need to take a quick break. So you're going to get to watch Frank, or whoever takes over, put some lime down while I go refill my water glass and stretch my legs. That all looks good. Alright, so there should be here for like 15 minutes, and it's Francine. So you get to ride along with Francine for a little bit. Alright, I'll be back in just about a couple minutes. Well, it looks like she's still on course, right? She's doing fine. The semi, I think I left down at the railroad depot. Alright, we'll bring this back to the shop because I got money again. Repair the truck and trailer. Grab the wool. And head to the spinnery. Obeying all the traffic laws as I do. Probably gonna be like about $6,000 to repair this, I would think. Let's see, 4730, and the trailer is 301. A lot of zigzags and corners to make with a trailer like this. How many sheep do we have at this point? 127 out of 211, so we are halfway full now. So when we cut the grass, which I gotta do this month as well, we're just making hay only at this point. Because that way I can feed hay to the cattle and the sheep. Instead of trying to figure out, how much I need to save for TMR. And before it didn't matter because we only had 33 sheep. And it was easy to keep up with those. Although, even though we got 120 some odd sheep, it doesn't seem to be that difficult keeping up with those either currently. But maybe once it gets to be a full pen, it could be a little bit more challenging. "21 hours on the truck," almost 22, but also take into consideration that during harvest season or when I'm loading up the prefab walls with the super strength, the truck is usually running. So when the truck is sitting beside the field with the grain trailer, the truck is probably running. So it's not like I've been driving it around for 22 hours. Probably should have came in the other way. So first time I'm selling fabric on this map. Bounce off a chain link fence like that. Again, I think this is going to the warehouse. I think that's what it said. Fabric warehouse. At least with a load like this, I don't have to worry about the trailer tipping over. I would think. But yeah, 6,000 liters of fabric. So this should be like 30 to 35. I forgot what it said on my stock market page. But yeah, probably like 35 before our bonus. Okay, that car actually cut in front of me. You decide to go out and get yourself a stand for your wheel. It's about darn time. That's how it goes, though, doesn't it? You buy one thing, and next thing you know, you're buying... Yeah, okay, well, I got that. If you don't get this, if I don't get that... Yeah, it just keeps piling on, it seems like, right? Oh, that came up at the right time. Needs to be refilled, but I think $3,000 bonus, so yeah, I got about $36,000. Well, that's unfortunate that came up just as we were selling something. That's the only thing about course play. I wish that prompt would come up at a different location, but I suppose it is what it is. Let's see, where should I bring this? This should actually probably go to the sawmill. Boy, it tells me how low that field was online because it took all 18,000 liters, apparently. Honestly, I need to be looking for a new desk myself because I've had 3 monitors for a while and I just can't get this set up to work on this desk. But it's not like I'm lacking space on the desk. It's just trying to get the 3 monitors. I've moved them around so many times trying to get the monitors so I could look at them all. I mean, obviously the gaming monitor is very important for me. Yeah, but trying to get all the monitors in the right spot has been kind of difficult. Wow, you actually got quite a bit left still. Holds the pedals and shifter so nothing will slide around. Sounds pretty cool. Alright, we'll get this working on the rest of that field. We'll grab the Massey Ferguson, bring that down to the sawmill. But I'm not going to plant the soybeans just yet. We're going to grab the wheel loader and cut down some trees beside the field. And try to get the sawmill full-ish. And then maybe even replant some trees. Alright, hire a worker. In Farming Simulator 25, I use a steering wheel and a Satex side panel. And that usually does, I would say, 80% of what I do in game. I still use the keyboard and mouse, but not that much. Also drop to hold wheels for a gaming chair so that when you press pedals you don't slide back in the chair. Yeah, I got a hardwood floor where I'm at, and I basically got to put down I do have a blanket that goes down, and the blanket doesn't slide on the hardwood floor and the chair doesn't slide on the blanket, so that works for me. But if I didn't put that down, I don't have to do it for Farm Sim, but for like ATS I have to. And if I do any racing, definitely have to. But I'm surprised. I live streamed Project Motor Racing, like what, back on the 20th of November? I haven't even touched the game since. Or even Forza Horizon 5. I haven't been back into that one either. And by the way, we will be doing some ATS live streaming this week because the Christmas event has gone live, so plan on doing that. I also plan on doing some maybe ATS on Christmas Eve, which is almost in about another week from now, so not too far out. Alright, so of course we got some trees here. All these oak trees are ready to go. Actually, I'll probably cut down these here. Wait, is that a full tree? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't know why. It doesn't look as full as I thought it would at the base for a second. Okay, let's not accidentally get rid of the tree again. So we'll do at least 3 to start off with. I don't know what the sawmill's down to. You can link an Xbox controller to your computer to control the game. I've used the Xbox controller on Roadcraft, on Forza Horizon 5. I've used the Xbox controller on a lot of games. But I've used this steering wheel always for ATS, and I've used the steering wheel in Farming Simulator all the way back to, well, pretty much at the beginning of FS 15. Okay, let's go grab the wheel loader. So yeah, soybeans are going to go in this field here in just a moment, but let's get the trees into the mill before I do so that way we're not driving over our planted crop. What we got in here for, yeah, 23,000. Yeah, it definitely needed some wood. Also, how much is in here? Oh, so it has been 2 months since I sold the stuff at the sawmill. So we got like 100 grand worth of wood in the sawmill ready to be sold. Hello, Jim. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. So again, in the month of May, there is going to be I think it's May, there is going to be a tornado. So, as I said, the only fields I'd rather not get at all is going to be our cotton fields. All the other fields I can live with, I think. But the cotton fields would kind of get me upset. Going well as it can be at work. That's all you can ask for. Okay, this is going to be a little rough getting in here, I think. No, I'm going to have to grab it. Well, if I grab it on the other side, I might be able to grab it further up the tree trunk. But there's a tree back here as well. I even got 3.5 hours in the wheel loader. And the wheel loader is... Whoops, I kind of forgot about that hedge there. The wheel loader, those are true hours because it's not usually just sitting idle too much. Use your wheel on ATS and ETS, but your PS5 controller for everything else. Yeah, we all have our preferences. I think I'll just grab the tree right here would be good. Ish. Am I hitting the tree trunk? So we are using about 2 trees per month in the mill, which means 24 trees per year. I guess while we're down here with the Massey Ferguson, I plant the soybeans, I'll throw on the planter and we'll pop some more trees in the ground. We'll do 2 more trees. Well, the thing is with Farm Sim, if your wheel doesn't have like a lot of keybinds available to you, because Farm Sim does require quite a few keybinds. Maybe a controller would be better off. I mean, I got a Satec side panel that has, what has this got on here, like 25 different buttons? So between the wheel and the Satec side panel, I got like 35 buttons. They're all mapped out for something. Well, yeah, they can't be too realistic on the tree growth because who's going to plant a sapling and play on a mat for 60 years, if you will, 30, 60 years for a tree to get to full growth? Okay, fall that way. See if I care. I better not cut that stump yet. Alright, so the way these trees fell... let's see here. If I go... Oh, I might be able to grab it right there. This is like the selling prices of grain. That's exaggerated quite a bit. The price of the equipment is pretty close to what it is in real life. Alright, so with these two trees here, that should get the sawmill. It's not going to be 100% full, but one more, if I cut down another tree, it's not going to be able to take it. I mean, this should get it by until July, I think. You got the 29 wheel? Hey, I got the 27. I've been rocking this 27 for like a dozen years. I'll get that stump when I come out with the Massey Ferguson and start planting the soybeans. And so far, didn't get stuck on the silo too bad this time. Why is that pushing me over like that? Oh, because my front wheel's up on a limb. It's almost 130,000 out of 140. Okay, let me jump into that JCB. We'll get that back to the farm. Think we're done spreading lime this time? I hope so. The shed's not quite big enough for this equipment, but it's close enough. Alright, so Massey Ferguson will plant in the rain, as one does. Farming Simulator is a mobile game too. It's a mobile game, it's a virtual reality game. Although I don't hear much about the virtual reality side of it. after they released that about 9 months ago. Yeah, I never had any issues with Logitech wheels either. But it's not like I prefer one over the other. I just had the G27 wheel for ages. And it works perfectly fine. So it's not like I've had experience with other brands either. So I don't know. All I can say is my experience with Logitech steering wheel has been pretty good. Hello, Shiner Buggy. Welcome. Logitech shifters nowadays are 6-speed, but the old ones are 4-speed. Okay, my wheel is like 10, 11 years old, and that's a 6-speed. I don't know how far back you're going when you say the older ones. All the different colors help you find the buttons. So this is the last field I need to plant for the year. The soybean fields that we just planted, though, will need to be taken care of with weeds in May. I guess when it comes down to it, if you need help to find the wheel, maybe that's when he's got to start, maybe think of not gaming anymore. So yeah, while we're here, we'll grab our tree planter and just pop in a few more trees where we just cut those down. But I think I got enough trees here to go for another 2 years. All right. Fold this up. Fold up. There we go. Gonna drop that off right there for now. Let's go grab the tree planter. In 2015, you bought out the map on West Ridge Hills. Is it West Ridge or West Bridge? I thought that was in 2013 that map came out. Alright, I can put a couple of them here. I got access to this land. It's not going to be a whole lot of trees, but if I get down like 8 of them, that's like 4 months worth of wood for the sawmill. Don't think I really have any room over there. Again, I may not need that many trees, but I'd rather have more than not enough. And remember, I can't plant on that hill anymore because I don't own that property. Yeah, that looks like it's pretty well full down through there. So yeah, we got all the trees out of there. Don't own that anymore. Alright, let's go grab the planter. We'll bring that back to the farm. And then, since it's raining, we'll come back down to the sawmill. And we will sell the stuff from there. And then maybe by then, the rain will have passed and I can cut the grass now, but I'd rather not cut the grass while it is raining. All right, Jim, appreciate you being here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And be safe at work. And enjoy the rest of your day. So I think I'm going to sell the stuff from the sawmill. And we are getting where we are currently on the farm with the spring planting all done. I think we can take that money that we get and put it towards the loan. Sam is roaming around our onion field. Oh. The heck did I hit going in there? I wonder if it was the planter's stand that may have clipped when I went in. That was kind of weird. What do you think is a good starter crop to get going on a new world? I assume you mean a new map? I mean, it all comes down to what you plan on doing on the map. I mean, if you plan on having chickens, then you're probably going to need some feed, so you're going to want to plant wheat, barley, or sorghum. You know, if you're going to be doing like certain type of productions, whatever they decide to take. But if you just want to harvest crop and sell crop as it is, you know, whatever your little heart desires, I guess. It all depends on where you plan on going with your own farm and what you want to spend money on. That's the good thing about FS25. Many good things about FS25, but there's so many different ways that people can run a farm. You got so many choices. Actually, I should look, because I've got a little bit more work to do here in April. Is there any good plowing contracts out there? Which, in April, there shouldn't be any plowing contracts. Because every field should be getting planted in, not, you know, not being plowed. Yeah, there's nothing here for us to really do. Alright, back into... Oh, I kind of forgot about... you. You were filling up with fuel a while ago. Let's get you back to the farm. Alright, so things we got left to do in April. Sell the stuff at the sawmill. Cut the grass field, which is not going to take us too long. Double check on the cattle to make sure they got feed. And we can go on to the dangerous month of May, where we should have a tornado at some point. Alright, that is back home. Turn off the beacon. Alright, okay, semi. Perfect. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to load up here. We don't have prefab walls, do we? Nope. So this set of prefab walls is put to the side. And wait until next time. But we probably will have about 6 of them to spawn. There's 2 of them. Yeah, it's stacking up kind of weird. Nope, it decided to quit. More prefab walls. I mean, don't get me wrong, they sell for $5 a piece, but they are bulky. Let me unload and we'll start restacking again. I think that's the last prefab wall, right? Nope, there's another prefab wall still in there. There it is. Is that going to be everything, or... Oh, that is everything. Alright, so now we can clear the rest of this out. Alrighty. Alright, I think we all know the routine at this point. Now let's see, that one pallet on the back, that's not secure. I don't know why those pivoted it, but that's fine. Let's get this upright, kind of. So this should be like 70 grand. I think that's kind of what we roughly get, somewhere around there. Yeah, it didn't stack good, so I think I'm going to halt traffic for a moment. Let's unload and let's restack again, now that all the wood chips are off. And it should go down the road a lot smoother. Prefab walls we'll get again in 2 more months. Try to sell the stuff from the sawmill every 2 months, and then the prefab walls we do every 4 months. And we'll bring that down on its own. Prefab walls get their own trip, basically. This trailer does want to tip over. I mean, it always wants to tip over. Seems like. Alright, we made it here. And on average, this is the best place to sell all of this lumber. Most of the time. So almost up to $150,000. I'm going to park this right here. Let's take $100,000 and put that towards the loan. So special redemption. So we're almost down to $4.25 million. Not bad. All right, so I need the mower next. Yeah, it's still raining, so let's just fast forward time. When is it? Oh, there it goes. Stop raining there. Well, forecast says it stopped raining. Now it stopped raining. Need our forage wagon, which is down in here. Just ignore the Highland cattle. They tend to get out a hole in the fence, apparently, that's there. And they are completely out of food here. No meadow grass, no TMR. Nope, turn that off. Technically, I could just cut the grass and give the cows and sheep grass, but I'm going to make hay still. I just have a problem with storing grass for that long period of time. Means nothing in game, but in real life, try to store grass for months on end. It probably ferment on you, whether you like it or not, into silage. So, what is my score looking like in this field? My environmental score is going crazy because of some issues I've been having. 75. So hopefully this score in this field will go up. Yeah, for goats, all you need is grass. Unless you're using a modded pen, then you'd have to check to see what the mod says it requires. But sheep and goats, if you're using this a base game pen, then it's just grass or hay. So this should be a pretty good cut. We should get our 100 and might hit 160,000 liters here. Am I using other mods? I mean, of course I am. But precision farming, this has been true since Giants kind of took over precision farming. After you play about 6 or 7 years on a map, it sometimes doesn't always register the lime or fertilizer in the field. Actually, there were some problems with it back in 19. Trying to remember who or what mod. Now, when did precision farming come out as a mod? 17? Oh man, getting all the mods and when they got released gets confusing after a while. I've had the same issue on other maps after a while where it doesn't register the nitrogen in the field even though we've had nitrogen in the field. We're also seeing I'm harvesting crops and it's not removing the nitrogen out of the field either, so. We've seen it here, I've seen it in Shamburgo, I've seen it on where we New Hope. Riverview, Dark Forest. There's no rhyme or reason why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it's all good. I mean, we're still getting a bonus when we sell stuff, so. And it would really suck if I was doing all this work and not getting a bonus when selling, or very little bit of a bonus. But also, the bonus isn't the main reason why I'm doing precision farming. It's also the way I like to farm as well. I don't have to go fertilize a field twice. I can just fertilize it once and it's done with. But there's also arguments as to why precision farming is not good for certain players, because it also allows you not to use some equipment sometimes that you would like to use. So after I get this grass cut, I think, other than feeding the cattle, I think we're all set for the month. Silver run's on 25. I did silver run once. That was enough for me. And again, I wasn't planning on doing silver run in 22. But after learning about the roller coaster, I was all in. And I don't shy away from the map because it's a forestry map, because I do like forestry maps. If you've been here long enough, you know I did Oceanside Forest, cut down almost 9,000 trees. We did Dark Forest here about 3 or 4 months ago. So, yep, 160,000 liters. So, in theory, this field's score should be pretty close to 100. Did it correct itself this year? 90. Well, that could be because I use a spreader for fertilizer and not a sprayer. But it did register the pH this year, so that's good. So we'll fertilize that next month after the grass grows back. Let's go make some hay out of this. Again, I could just leave the grass right in this forage wagon and just keep feeding the cows grass and the sheep grass, but as I just said, I like to make the hay. I'm not making it the proper way, but we're making hay. Fermenting silo, hay, activate. And whatever we got left for TMR, I'll take all the rest of that TMR. So this is the last of the TMR for the cows. And since it's beef cattle, it doesn't really matter. A runaway calf. Got my speedy shoes on. As I did say, my farmer was a triathlete in the Olympics. That's why he can run so fast and he can jump over fences as easy as he does. Alright, so that'll keep feeding the cows until it runs out again. So, yeah, I think we are... Oh, yeah, sale page. I remember that stuff. I think I'm finally done for the month. So, yeah, this field here did not register the nitrogen or the fertilizer in it last year. So that field's got a terrible score. This field here, that was my mistake. This field here didn't register the nitrogen either for some reason. And these fields here, I mean, that's fine because that was low on pH, so that's fine, that score. Precision Farming came out in 19. Yeah, by Giants, but I think it was a mod late in 17. And I can't remember, that's going way back, but I think... it wasn't Creative Mesh, because Creative Mesh was a straw harvest pack, I think. But I don't remember who did the precision farming in 17. Yeah, so I was checking to make sure all my fields are all set, but we should be. So, yeah, planted. All the weeds, we'll have weeds in this field and this field next month. These have been killed. These have been killed. And we never get any onion field because we plow that. So yeah, in the forecast, okay, yeah, about 9 o'clock in the morning. So when we wake up in May, the twister is pretty much going to be here. So yes, I think, wait, is the sheep got feed? I did check the sheep, right? Yeah, they're fine. All right, so we are at negative 3,000, but that's fine. Hello, Uncle Walter. Sale page, nothing. So, May, let's go fertilize the grass field before the tornado gets here. At least get one on the job. Nope, nope. I mean, I do need to spray for weeds too, but I want the 2135. So as long as I don't hire a worker today, which I couldn't because I don't have no money, we can skip right on through the month. We'll have to have a look at the fish and salmon prices. They could be really good today. So the only place we really don't want the tornado to hit is our cotton fields. And those fields have been hit a couple times by a tornado. I think the first time we didn't own the fields. But the second time I had soybeans in them. And they got nicked a little bit before it went over to the sawmill. By that field, and I did have cotton in that field, and it destroyed half the field. Alright, grass field is fertilized again. I think my four-wheel steering got turned off on this tractor again. Alright, I still got flight mode activated, right? Yes, we do. Alright, so I do got some weeds to take care of. But before we do, let's fast forward time here and fingers crossed. It doesn't, tornado doesn't spawn over that knoll, because that's where our cotton fields are. Nope, don't want the flashlight. Is that it off in the distance, or is that just way... No, that's not it. That's way off the map. That's just a river that goes uphill. Oh, no. I mean, it's like right in the middle of all of our fields. It's headed away from... So the cotton field is right there and right there. But it looks like it might be headed that direction, which would be one of our soybean fields. And you know what? It's the first month. So if it goes over that field, it may not do anything to it. No, 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 no. Okay, yeah, go that way. Don't. Just keep going that way. That's fine. Going to destroy a lot of flipping trees, though. That's our soybean field over there. Okay, I think our cotton fields are safe. So now we're just down to possibly that field again. But right now, if it keeps going in a straight line, it's going to miss that field. Oh, well, yeah, we definitely want to go that way because that's where all of our oak trees are. Wait, the twister left a path of devastation on my farm? We'll slow down time again because now it's over. On my farm? I don't own anything here, do I? How is that on my farm? Oh, maybe a little bit here. Because the tornado spawned like right about here, so may have lost a couple of trees here? Or a tree? I think that's our tree right there. I don't know if that was destroyed before, but yeah, that'd be on our property. But that'd be about it. All this is not on ours. This poor guy. He lost a lot of his oats. And this one lucked out because the tornado dissipated just before it got to his field. Alright, so we dodged a bullet there. Alright, let's go back to the farm. We got to grab our See and Spot weed sprayer. And we got to take care of some weeds. Did I check the sale page? I did. Not that I have money to spend it on. Why does it look like our cows are out of feed already? Well, the forage wagon's empty. Alright, the feed trough should be like 3/4 full, but just doesn't really look like it is. I should check the forecast, make sure there's not a second one this month, tornado. I actually had that happen on Penye. And no more tornadoes for the year. By the way, this sprayer is in the Highlands DLC that came out, what, about a month and a half ago now? Self-propelled sprayer. I do love it. Price-wise, it's, you know, very reasonable. Working speed is pretty good. A lot of weeds in this corner. Yeah, when I saw that tornado right in the middle, basically, of all of our farm plots, it basically went the only direction it could have without touching any of our farm plots. In the other direction, there was a good chance we were going to get hit. So after this field, we got the other soybean field, and I think we're just going to check on a couple of things. Yeah, it's going to be a quiet month of May, if you will. Off we go to the other one. A great demand. Well, if it's for salmon or trout, although I haven't really ever been lucky in FS25 or even FS22 for that matter on great demand products. It's never at the peak time of that product anyways. Alrighty, last of the field work that we need to do before it's harvest season. Yeah, the destruction width of the tornado is not that wide. I still think they need to tone down the chances of a tornado. Have it to be more of a rare thing. I mean, it doesn't happen that much to begin with already, but I think it needs to be toned down still just a little bit more. Because it seems to be like a 50-50 chance that you get a tornado every year. At least that's what I find, but then some people... I know, like, I don't remember the totals now because it's been a while, it's been a year. But I think on River Bend we ended up getting like 4 or 5 tornadoes in the 10 years I was there. Fresh Stocks? I don't think on Fresh Stocks we even got one. Then I went to Riverview, and Riverview we got quite a few. Maybe 3. Dark Forest, I think we had 3 or 4. Although, wait a minute, on New Hope, I don't remember getting one on New Hope. And here, I think we've had 4. Alright, one little tiny spot here. I think that will have all the weeds killed off. I'll look at the mini map just to be sure. So all the weeds gone. And all the weeds are gone there. So we're all set. Just flying on through these months. So just got to check up on the critters, aka the sheep and the cattle. And really I can put as much hay as I want into the forage wagon because I can put the hay back into the fermenting silo. The TMR I could not put back in, so that's why I was always trying to be careful of how much I put into the forage wagon. But with hay, I can always toss that back into the fermenting silo and we can go cut grass. But yeah, we got to top off the cows, and I have not fed the sheep since just before winter. They're not really going through the grass in the feed trough that much. Also, it's kind of strange. I'm not... Like, a couple of streams ago, I was getting a, like, frame rate drop around the farmyard. And I don't feel like I'm getting that recently. Yeah, even facing the farmyard, I'm getting, well, just about 70 some odd frames. Where maybe like a week ago or a couple weeks ago stream, I was getting down into like the low 50s. I'll drive through the farmyard, see if it drops down. While that's filling up, let me just check on the sheep, make sure they got... Yeah, the sheep are still fine. Also, the fish. Salmon, not quite there. Best prices in July. And the trout, yeah, the price is not quite there. I mean, it's close, but it's not quite there. Right. That's good enough. Yeah, so the frame rate's not even dropping down to even, I mean, okay, right down to 60 right there, but a couple weeks ago it was down like 51. So, sawmill, that's got wood in it, right? Should be. Hay drying will deactivate. That already went through all that. It already went through all that grass? Okay. That was quick. Sawmill, that's good for about another month, almost 2 months, just shy of 2 months. Spinnery is still going through some wool, but fabric price now is going to be tanking. So getting the wool over there, not that big of a deal. Looks like we've gone through all the fish food. So whatever the offshore production has, which is, we got what we got. Corey, yep, that's fine. Stonemason, the best price for that stuff is actually in June and July, so we'll be selling that pretty soon. But I think we're all set for the month. Sale page, nothing there. Well, we're going to June. And I will have to sell stuff because I'm going to be broke. That's rain, not hail, which is good. Do we have anything this month here? I forgot if I planted wheat or barley. Is that going to be ready this month? That field is ready. Grass field, I mean, yeah, that's the first harvest stage, not the second one. All right, so this field is ready for harvest. Let's see what the trout, 2408. I mean, it's pretty much there. If I wanted to sell it today, I could. Salmon, 39.21. That price is good. All right, so I'll probably end up selling that today. Well, I mean today, I mean in this in-game month. Anything else I should be selling? I mean, the sawmill stuff, obviously. That's always good stuff to sell. What is the roof shingles? Yes, roof shingles and castle stone. 1313. That price is almost there. All right. Did I check the sale page? Nope, nothing there that we... the only thing I'm looking for possibly is a manure spreader. And then that's... I mean, because I got tons of manure, but... not really in dire thinking of like, oh, we need to do something with it. How much do I have here? 370,000 liters of manure. Could get me quite far, actually. I just want to run through our cotton field, because why not? Gonna come over here and see how the sheep are doing on wool and how many sheep we got. 163 out of 211. And you guys just aren't really going through the grass that much in your feed trough. I do like this spot for the sheep. That little guy was happy. Wish I thought about this spot for the sheep a while ago. They get a nice view of Kinlaig. And then when the train goes by, they must enjoy it. So yeah, it's got to be a barley field, right? Being ready in June. So the barley field, we cut that to make flour for, of course, making the fish food. Yep, barley. pH value is good except for the edges. Canola field, of course, is to make canola oil for the fish food and also for the vegetable factory. And yeah, everything else that goes with it. But I think before we get into harvesting and getting really started in the month of June, we started in February and made it all the way to June. And I think we'll save the harvesting for the next time. And again, we're saving up all the cotton, by the way. I'm going for a dumb achievement of gone, but not for cotton. And apparently we just got to bring 40 modules. They don't have to be full ones, which these are not. We got to sell 40 modules in one in-game session. So we're stockpiling these up. We got 26. And so that means we need 14 more, which we should get with our cotton fields this year. Because we do got 2 cotton fields down here. They're not going to look too well because they're not even in the second growth stage, I don't think, yet. But if I make the modules as quickly as we can, we should get 14 out of these 2 fields, no problem. And they'll go to the spinnery where we can start making some more fabric, where next year we'll have loads of fabric to sell. Yeah, so the current goal here on Kinlaig, that's my initial loan of $8 million. And we got it down, we're going to say 4.25. Okay, we'll say 4.25. So we're almost halfway through the loan, and really the first 4 or 5 years, I didn't even touch paying back the loan. Now, with the enhanced loan system, every time at midnight, it does take money out for the interest and also on the principal of the loan. So we were paying back the loan, but only for what the payments required. Not until like the past year and a half have I been putting extra money towards the loan and knocking it down as far as we are. So, yeah, I'm thinking by end of year 9, we'll have that paid off, I think. We'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, next time we're going to be selling some fish. We got some good money going towards the fish. How much was the fish? We're talking like $150,000. And so we got like $320,000 worth of fish that we're going to sell. And, of course, the sawmill gives us like $100,000 every 2 months. So, yeah, you can see the loan would be going quickly. The cotton, that's what it's worth as cotton. When it gets made into fabric, it's going to be worth a lot more. But, yeah, that's where we're at. But anywho, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Like I said, let me turn you around this way. Going to wrap it up for today. No stream tomorrow. All right, tomorrow is Wednesday. So I'm going to try to take tomorrow off. And I think I'll be back streaming on on Thursday. But I'm not sure as of what I'll be streaming on Thursday as of yet. Again, just a reminder. Oh, you can see the castle in the background that we built, by the way. Earlier today, did release an episode of Wild Roots, if that is your kind of game. If you don't know what it is, you may want to go check it out. Early access game. And tomorrow, you'll have an episode of Shamburgo. And, yeah, we did a lot of prep work for that, for the field. If you've been following along, you know what I'm talking about. So you got an episode of Shamburgo tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday streaming what? I don't know yet. I'll have to think about it. Could be here, or we could be somewhere, streaming a different type of game. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to jump out of here. Appreciate everyone stopping on in, like always, for some farming fun and enjoying some time here in Kinlaig. Yes, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a good Wednesday, and hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. But until then, have a good one.